The great James J. Hill House of St. Paul was owned by railroad tycoon James Jerome Hill. Hill came as an immigrant from Canada and worked his way up to his position, starting as a bookkeeper for a St. Paul steamboat company. Many railroad companies went bankrupt during the Panic of 1873, and Hill saw this as a great opportunity. He did 3 years of research on the St. Paul and Pacific Railroad, and eventually concluded he could use it to make a lot of money, so he joined with 4 colleagues, Norman Kittleson, Donald Smith, George Stephen, and John Stuart Kennedy, to buy the railroad. In May of 1879, they formed the St. Paul, Minneapolis, and Manitoba Railway, with Hill as the general manager. Hill was a very hands-on and detailed-obsessed manager, spending a lot of time on the line and even scouting out track paths personally on horseback. His railroad flourished under his management and grew, earning him the nickname Empire Builder, his goal being a transcontinental railroad. Hill and J.P. Morgan worked together to create one Northern Railroad Trust called the Northern Securities Company. But just as the Northern Securities Company was formed, Theodore Roosevelt became the new president with the intention of breaking down trusts. Although the Northern Securities Company was dissolved in 1904, Hill still had prospered after the fact, being worth over $53 million when he died in 1916.
Hill bought 3 lots on Summit Avenue in 1882, at a time when Summit Avenue was one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in St. Paul. He demolished the houses previously on the lots in order to build his mansion, and one of the houses that he demolished was the first one built on Summit Avenue. Summit Avenue was a desirable location because it overlooked downtown St. Paul and the Mississippi River. Hill wanted a new house because his old house was too close to railroad tracks and he didn't have enough room for his vast art collection. And he wanted to incorporate new innovations such as electric lighting, plumbing, ventilation, and fireproofing into a new house. The house was designed by the firm of Peabody, Stearns, and Ferber, who chose a simple, forceful, and direct Richardsonian Romanesque architectural style. Hill was very hands-on with the building of the house, just as he was with his railroads. He rejected designs for stained glass windows from Tiffany & Company, saying that they were anything but what he wanted. He also fired architects when they ignored the orders that he gave to stonecutters. The interior of the house was finished by the firm of Irving and Casson. It contained 36,000 square feet on 5 floors, including 13 bathrooms, 22 fireplaces, 16 crystal chandeliers, a 2-story art gallery, a 100-foot-long reception hall, and beautifully carved oak and mahogany wood finishing. The large crew of servants lived in the basement. The first floor contained the dining room, art gallery, and gathering area. The second and third floor was the family's quarters, and then there was the attic. The house was completed in 1891, and the members of the Hill family lived in it until James's wife Mary died in 1921. In 1925, some of Hill's children purchased the house from the estate and donated it to the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of St. Paul and Minneapolis, who used it as an office building, school for nuns, and residence for the Archdiocese. It was designated a National Historic Landmark in 1961 by the United States Department of the Interior and acquired by the Minnesota Historical Society in 1978. It was restored and is a museum open for tours, concerts, lectures, art exhibitions, and rental facilities.
Many parts of the James J. Hill House have been redone in order to preserve them and to keep them around for a longer period of time. In the boiler room of the house, the boiler has been modernized to keep heat inside the house. However, in present day, many parts of the house have remained the same. Here you can see the outside of the house, where almost nothing has been changed. In the main entrance, the carpets have been changed. In the original house, James had over 100 oriental rugs. The furniture in the house has been handcrafted by 14 men in over 3,100 hours, led by a French artist. Today, the furniture has been taken by James J. Hill's children and is dispersed all around the USA. James J. Hill also had an extensive collection from artists all around the world. This collection was kept in a large room next to the dining hall so that visitors could see his vast collection. This art collection was worth twice as much as the house itself.